Hi everybody, this is
Lamont
and Tony over here at Big Dogs Performance. Okay, and we got a small block Ford. What you guys looking at right now is a small block Ford, 302 base, single plane, stage 2 offshore intake manifold that we sell. Okay. This manifold has been stage 2 ported and modified and finished in our tough skin epoxy ceramic coated silk. Okay. Now a lot of you guys see these manifolds on eBay. You see them on other, speed shops, web pages, and you guys are attracted to them by the price. Some individuals compare these manifolds to the Edelbrock, Victor Jr. and Super Vic. Okay, we sell a lot of these manifolds stage 2 ported in the single plane and the
dual plane.
Right. And I don't know if you guys have seen some of our posting or some of our listings on eBay or whatever, or just on our Facebook business page, but we get the dual plane offshore small block Ford manifolds to flow in the 300 CFM plus range average runner. Okay, they can support a lot of power. You don't have to give up torque for motors that see some street duty. And we also sell, like we said before, this stage 2 on a single plane. Now, one of the things that we see a lot, we see a few videos on YouTube, and those guys, they were doing reviews on the small block Ford and the small block Chevy offshore dual and single plane intake manifolds, and they're just doing the visual. Okay, and we all know something can look good but flows like garbage. Something can, look good and also flow well. You won't know just from a visual inspection unless you know and are familiar with porting and getting results, and that takes years and years and years of experience. These manifolds, especially the single plane, I'm gonna be honest. Be honest. This manifold flows like crap for a single plane in stock form. And even when you mildly port them, they don't pick up flow. And the reason why is because you have to know exactly how and where to port them. Okay? These manifolds are cast with a lot of design flaws in the runners that hurts CFM flow. So if you go through this manifold and you just do a simple smoothing, gasket matching and all of that, that's not going to pick up any real CFM, because it's certain things you got to do to this manifold that the average home porter just don't know, and they just don't do because they have no way of testing or the experience. Like for instance, if you guys look here, you look there, it looks different than back here. Okay? Well, we have to actually cut this out to weld material on both sides. Okay? If you just simply try to port that without doing that, you're not going to gain significant flow. You may even increase the cross-section area up in here. It's not going to gain significant flow. Okay? You have to get your angles and your shapes right on this particular manifold and many other manifolds that have design flaws cast into them. Okay? You would think that the straight runners, the short runners, were the ones that flowed the most. Nope. Actually, I believe one or two of the straight runners, we'll flip it over. We'll flip it over right quick. Flipped it over. You can see the B is before, the A is after. 254 before, This one is one of the straight runners. It was 214 before. And then you had another straight runner, 261, and this one was 251. After we poured in a modified, 390, 385, 380, and 388. We'll go ahead and show you guys us flowing one of these runners.
Yeah, now we have our big dog stage 2 manifold that we ported for VRM on the flow bench, and let's see what it does. That's with a radius.
Yep. So VRM, you have plenty of intake manifold. Basically 378, 380 with this little radius on here. And you can go ahead and strap it up and get everything right. It's a carb setup now that you have. So you should be able to dial it in with no problem. It should run very, very well. Okay. So you guys saw that, you know, you had a situation where you're looking at 261 to 380. That's a significant amount of CFM gain. And you know, if you guys have seen some of our videos already about, you know, our port work on a single plane, we've showed you dyno results. When you have a properly ported, properly flowing, and properly matched single plane, the kind of RPMs and power that it can make even on a mild small block Ford setup. So this is no different. You know, you guys hear people say we don't race flow benches, we don't do this. You guys know by now that, you know, you have to increase CFM, get the tuning right, and other factors, but the biggest factor is airflow. Okay, if you look at a lot of the newer vehicles and newer motors, you know, the things that they increased on all of those new motors, whether it be the Coyote, the LS, whether it be, you know, the Hemi, they increased significantly the airflow of the parts. Their intake manifolds flow a lot more than previous. Their cylinder heads flow a lot more than previous. You know, so they're going to be able to make more horsepower. I mean, even like your Coyote motor in the truck and the Mustang, it comes factory with a high flowing 80 millimeter throttle body. Little 302. People say, oh, you don't need that big of, you know, a throttle body. Yes, you do. You need airflow. A lot of guys, a lot of you Ford guys, small block Ford guys, you make the mistake by putting on small throttle bodies because you've been told on forums and groups that all you need is a 70 millimeter throttle body or an out the box 75. You know, no, you guys need more CFM. We've been preaching that. We've been showing you guys whenever you increase the airflow to a motor that wants more airflow, you're going to make more horsepower. Period. Now, this manifold is for a long-time customer. VRM has been a customer ever since what, 2017, something like that? Yeah. So he goes by the name of VRM on his YouTube channel. And we guys gonna show you his YouTube channel so you can go ahead and like and subscribe to his channel. Here it is right here. So yeah, go ahead, you know, like, subscribe to his channel. He's had multiple parts ported from us. He's had Explorer Stage 2 GT40 manifold. that he tested against a Holley System X2 that was mildly ported. He has our stage 2 ported Trick Flow 170s on his combo right now, which is a 349 small block 4 stroker. Okay, and so far with those heads, with the old cam he had, I think he had a stage 3 Trick Flow stage 3 cam and an out the box box R intake manifold, that wasn't ported. His mile per hour, I think he was at 2850, 2,900 pounds. His mile per hour was 131 miles per hour with that setup. Okay, and that wasn't maxing his that combo out. 131 miles an hour at 2,900 pounds on some stage 2 ported Trick Flow 170s, where everybody was telling him those 170s was going to be too small for his naturally aspirated 349 stroker motor. And we told him, no, that's not true. We flowed those heads. Our flow bench is kind of stingy. You guys have seen the radius that we use sometimes don't, tell the whole story of maximum flow, because we flow everything the same way. So now he stepped up to a carb setup, okay? And he's going to be testing out this manifold. We're 100% sure that he's going to run some of his best times in mile per hour with this intake manifold because of the verified CFM that it's going to deliver. And that's what his motor needs. He has some good heads, he has good camshaft. I think he stepped up the cam to, was it stage 4 or stage 5? I think he has the stage 4 cam. Might have stage 5, I'm not sure. But I know he stepped up the cam, and now he's going to be running this once he finished with the other manifold he has on there. One of the biggest things that he also has to realize is you got to feed this manifold, okay? And to help him at the track, we also set him up with a 4-hole tapered spacer. And what that does is it boosts the signal to the carburetor on the lower to mid RPM range in order to promote more torque. Tests has been shown that produces anywhere from 15 to 20 foot-pounds more torque, and also enhances the upper RPM horsepower. So this intake manifold is easily going to be able to rev to 7,500, 8,000 RPM with no problem. So we did test it, as you saw in the video, with the radius. So it's a true test. The average runner flow is right around 390, which can support and naturally aspirated all the power his motor will be able to make. I mean, his block will give out before he maxed this intake manifold. And that's what usually is the case with our port work. The customers' combos, can't really max out something like this, but that's going to be up to Don, VRM. So, want to add anything, Lamar?
No, I mean everything is all right out forward. It's a good manifold, for a nice discounted price, as long as we get to port it.
Right.
Out the box.
Yeah, I wouldn't
stick more with Edelbrock.
Yeah, I wouldn't run this out the box. If you're gonna get it out the box, like you said, get you a Victor Junior or Super Vic, because out the box they're, Edelbrock, they're pretty good. But even they have their limitations.
Yes.
Once you guys are running bigger motors. BPE now is selling the 302 and 347s with 4-bolt main, splay caps. Those things can take a ton of power now. So now you guys don't have to worry about or be handicapped with just a factory block. You guys can actually now get, blocks that can take the power. Go ahead and push our parts, because we want you guys to push the parts. We want you guys to let it eat. Lamont and I, we're aggressive. We tell the customers to let it eat.
Right. I mean, aren't you tired of stinking Dodges and Chevys coming after you all the time?
Yeah, them LS, they hungry, you guys.
Right. Have to fight back. Not everybody needs a coyote swap to make some power.
Yeah. We're trying to reduce that. Coyotes, they're good and everything. They have their own problems or whatever, but as far as this aspect, we do a lot of coyote stuff too. We do a lot of coyote stuff, LS, Mopar, small block Ford. This video is for small block Ford guys. So, we're trying to get you guys to make more power the easy way. We also do this in the 351 Windsor base. So if you guys want to grab one of these, if you want it in carb version or TBI version, you can get this, or the 351 base. If you guys want the EFI setup, we sell the ported, already welded, already set up EFI, multi-port EFI. Comes with the rails. It comes with the ported elbow, 90-degree elbow. It's set up for either a 75mm throttle body or a 90mm throttle body. It comes with the Fox body bracket and linkage. That way you can just bolt on your throttle body cable for your Fox body, bolt on your Fox body throttle body, and the throttle body sits in the factory location. And all you have to do is bolt it on, plug up your injectors, hook up all your necessary vacuum hoses, hook up your throttle body. It's all ported up, all welded up for you. And you can make a ton of power with that in either 302 base or the 351 Windsor base. If you want to stick with EFI, 351 Windsor base flows over 400 CFM. And as you see, the 302, base, it flows, 390. We actually, and it's just the stage 2. We actually can get this to flow over 420 with the stage 3. But this is just the stage 2. So you're getting 390 with just the stage 2. And like Lamont said, the price, you can't beat the price. You just can't beat our prices. And if customers think they can beat the prices, we ask you to go try. And then when you come back, we're going to charge you more. We're going to charge you more because we're going to say, we told you. So
that's about it.
That's about it? Yeah.
We want VR. We want to box this up, get it out to VRM, so you guys can go to his channel and see what he does with it.
Right. Make sure that get some good video VRM, because we're going to be sending you a lot of viewers, and get some good testing. None of that, I get to the track with the big dog stuff and I got problems, man. Fix those problems, that when you get to the track, you can let it eat. Alright? So once again, this is
Lamont,
and this is Tony over here, Big Dogs Performance. See you guys at the track.